Hey there, YouTube family. Dr. K here. Welcome back to the channel, Winning in the Workplace, where we try to talk about all things winning in the workplace and how we can continue to live our best lives without having these jobs drive us crazy. Today is kind of a combination of videos. I haven't done one in a while. I've been super busy, but I owe you a video. I owe you some updates. So here I am. So let's start with oh my gosh, I am not quite winning in the workplace. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. So let me thank my blessings here. Yes, I survived the layoffs. They did they did the third round of layoffs. They laid off about, if not 50%, maybe 40% of my entire school, which is just cuckoo bananas. And those of us who I guess were lucky enough to stay, because I guess that's how we have to see it, it was, I need the money, I need to work just like everybody else. And I was fretting about, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay my bills and do all of the things, all the lifing things that we have to do. So I was fretting. So I am happy. I am very fortunate that I was one of the lucky ones. But on the flip side of that, these jobs really are just getting over. So my job load has, in fact, doubled without any money. So I didn't get a demotion and I didn't get a reduction in salary, but my job duties have doubled, meaning that I really mean 50% more work. And yeah, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little pissed about it. So, what I'm trying to do, guys, because I am very much a Pollyanna subscriber. I try to see the bright side of things, I try to live on the positive side of life. And today, when I logged off, I had to make myself log off. I get off at about 4. I think I finished at 4:30. I've been finishing about 4:35, 5:30 now every night. And today I was like, you know what? No, I'm logging off here at 4:30. I'm going to make my own video and hopefully, one day make some money off of this stuff, right? So if I'm going to continue to work, I'm going to work for me. Yeah, I was a little ticked today. It was a rough day, unlimited meetings, it seems like about nothing. I'm still dealing with teachers who their final day, official day for my teacher, my last slew of teachers who are laid off, they are leaving on Friday. So they're still around. So I'm still having to close them out. And I've gotten about, I think I've lost now 20 teachers. I think I've gotten about another 40 more. So it is just, I'm not a happy camper. So I started to just lay down and wallow in me not being a happy camper. And I said, no, you're not going to lean into negativity. Don't do it, guys. I gave myself a talking to and I said, get yourself up and go make a video for your community. Maybe somebody will leave me a comforting message, something to, keep my spirits up. But I'm a little ticked. I feel like the job is getting over. Who can quit an outrageous, unreasonable job in this economy? And I feel like the demands that they're asking of you, not even asking, they just, there was no, how do you feel about this? This is what you're going to do if you stay here. So, no sort of trying to ease you into it. It is what it is. And I surely hate those comments of all hands on deck and we're all a family and we all got to pull up the bootstraps and do. I don't want to hear any of that crap. I want to hear you're paying me for my time. I am a professional. And I feel like at this point you are squeezing every penny out of me because you're holding everybody who got lucky enough to be retained over a barrel because we need our job. So I'm a little ticked off. So Yeah, that was my ranting. But again, I survived the on the layoff, so I guess I am thankful for that. I'm not trying to poo-poo over that at all. But as you know, if you looked at any of my other videos, when I was in the I don't know what's going to happen with my life phase, when everything was pretty much up in the air, Christmas happened and I did a cruise over Christmas and it was outstanding. I did it my second Virgin cruise. So that part I was winning in the workplace because I wasn't at work, right? And I was able to take advantage of teacher time off. We were out for vacation for about 2.5 weeks, and I loved every single day of it. Some of my other colleagues, they were working because they were sending messages. I disabled my teams the minute after we started break, and I did not turn it back on until the day we were supposed to go back to work that Monday. I think I turned it on at about 7 and the messages started. I had 100 and something emails. It was just ridiculous. I don't know who works over the holidays, but they got to know that Dr. K does not work over the holidays, and I didn't fret about it one iota. So that was great. Christmas was great. I didn't overspend, but I did indulge in self care and vacation. So now that's making me smile remembering my vacation. And I had some other good news. So I think I told you that I was interviewing, or I had a couple of interviews. One kind of spurred out of, just kind of happened very organically. I was sending out resumes. I attended a virtual job fair and happened to connect with the superintendent at this school. She was at the job fair. I think I logged on probably at like maybe 10 and she must have logged on at 9:55 and opened her room and I saw her and I'm like, "Oh, let me just send her my resume and information." And lo and behold, she got back to me. She was like, "Oh, I just logged on. I'm on here for an hour. I was hoping I can find some great candidates to interview. She's looking for a principal." So she and I hit it off famously. We did a mini kind of get to know you. And then, right when I got back from vacation the next day, she wanted to interview me when I was on vacation. And I'm like, still, no, I'm on vacation. I am not in interview mode. But the day I came back from vacation, she interviewed me, and lo and behold, that was a great interview. So that's a plus. I'm not announcing it yet because I have not told my family. It's an international post, and I had to take her through the ringer about money and all of the benefits, but the package is outstanding. So, in the meantime, when we were haggling back and forth, and I was in living in the fear moment of should I do this, should I not do this, I had another interview for an international post, and I also got that job. So I had two job offers for international principal positions. That the first one, guys, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of felt like it was a fluke. Like I know I'm good. I know I'm, great. Who wouldn't want me, right? I'm positive. I know my stuff, right? I get along great with parents and teachers and my babies, right? My students. But I felt like it's a fluke. The second interview, I felt like, okay, it's not a fluke. I have two job offers. One was in a better location and a little bit more money, and one was to me seems like a little less work, more money. The package is great, both for international. So yes, I have not told my family yet, but guys, I think I'm moving. I think I am. Let me not say I think. I am moving. I'm doing it, and so that's why I'm here. I'm sharing my good news. I'm trying to get myself out of this negativity. I was in a downward spiral today, and I'm trying to lean into all the good things I have to be, grateful for. I just have to make it through the rest of this school year without letting them work me to death. I am not going to do it. I'm going to put my foot down. And I have a video on this channel about holding your boundaries, and I'm going to link that here because I need to rewatch that for myself. And if you're in this boat, where your boss is trying to make you feel like you should be lucky that you have a job and where people are getting laid off left and right, and if you're lucky enough to have a job, you just have to do whatever. I just don't subscribe to that. You're not going to work me to death and not pay me. So I have to remember to put my foot down, stand up for myself, and I'm a little bit more empowered now because I have two job offers. So yes. And here's an aside. I don't talk politics on this channel because, what is there good to say about politics? There is no winning in politics in America at this point. But I did do a pros and cons list. I am a pros and cons list person. And deciding to take an international post was a pros and cons list that I did over like a week, that I had to decide about these positions. And I thought, you know what? If I'm leaving the US, this is the time to leave. This place is going to hell in a handbasket. It is some kind of crazy. So I'm hoping I can make it until the time it's for me to go. But more to come about where I'm going, what I'll be doing once I decide to tell, my family circle that I'm leaving, because I haven't broken that news to them. So you're the first to know, my YouTube family. Yes, Dr. K got her two job offers, and I'm done interviewing. I'm gonna tell you like that. I could probably do some more interviews. I did get contacted. There's a job fair coming up that I signed up for, and the recruiters get to see your qualifications before you come to the job fair, which is next Friday in Boston. And I'm like, I got two requests for interviews, and the schools looks great. And I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. I don't feel like interviewing. I don't feel like working, number one. I definitely don't feel like interviewing anymore. So I'm just going to, these two job offers, I'm going to weigh them, and I'm leaning towards one over the other. And I'm like 85 to 90% there. So yes, maybe in the next video, I will tell you where I'm going, and let you start helping me get my mind right to pack and store and get all my documents and all that stuff. But for right now, just give me a congratulations. So if you are in the midst of two things I talked about today, your boss or your job trying to make you do extra work for the same money or less money, and trying to make you feel grateful just to have a job so they can make you slave away, with the threat of, people are getting laid off right and left. If you're in that boat, leave me a comment, and leave me a positive comment, and I will leave one for you, because we need to keep ourselves upbeat. And if you've ever thought about, perhaps I need to take an international teaching job, and I have a video on here about that as well, and I'll link it. This might be the time for you to think about whether you have your teaching certification or not. You can also teach abroad without your teaching credentials. You can do things like TEFL certification. So that means you can teach English as a foreign language. You can get like a quick certification. That's maybe a 6-month gig, 6-month course that you can take, but you don't need the full bachelor's and everything. But of course, it helps if you have your bachelor's and teaching credentials, because you'll get more money. So if you've ever thought about, maybe this is the time for me to go overseas. I mean, overseas doesn't, there are things happening overseas too, but we can no longer say with any certainty that overseas is going to be any more dangerous than living in America. I mean, look at Minneapolis. So, all right, guys, that's it. Thank you for letting me vent. I'm already smiling more than I was when I came on, and I appreciate it. So take this time to like my video. Please subscribe. A lot of you are watching these videos and you're not subscribed. So just stop, subscribe for me. I'm trying to grow this channel. Share the video, like, and comment. All right, guys, see you in the next video.